Today I am taking a 2-hour round trip to a CEX that I have never been to before, which is always a little bit stressful because I always have to try and work out where I'm going to park, which is the hard part. My usual method is I find the CEX on like maps or whatever, zoom out a little bit and look for like Tesco, IKEA, Aldi, B&M, whatever. Usually they come with a car park. Park there, usually about 3 hours free parking, walk into wherever the CEX is going to be. So, reason being is that there is a incredibly very expensive rare horror game for the PlayStation 2 that would complete a collection of some subgenre of games that I already have that has just popped up in stock over at Derby, and it's the first time I've ever seen one of these in stock at CEX. It's interesting because I was talking to a fellow about the same game, but a much more expensive version of it the other day, but we'll get to that. Anyway, I need to click and collect it. I see, this is the thing. I'm playing a bit of a lottery here. I don't know the condition of this thing. So I'm going to click and collect. I'm going to go and hope for the best. I'm not going to leave it and just hope it's still on the shop floor when I get there. Because what if it's gone and I drive an hour for nothing? So I'm going to click and collect it, pay for it now, and go and pick it up. And I guess we'll find out, won't we? So yeah, stay tuned. Long drive ahead. Long day. Let's go. Right then. The confirmation order has just come in. And it's 1:45, so it took over an hour, which is a bit annoying, but I didn't want to leave and risk it not going through. So, let's go. We should get there by 3, hopefully. Say we're in there half an hour. I should be back by 6. Ideally, I need to be back by 6. Let's go, shall we? So, I'm here. I've precisely no idea where here is. And this doesn't look like a Home Bargains car park to me. It's a multi-storey. So I don't know what my sat-nav did wrong, but at least we found somewhere to put to the car. I don't know how paying works. I've not even seen a pay machine. We'll figure it out as we wander around and try not to get hit by a car. Are we coming across or not? Nope, parking there. Okay, cool. Let's go. Right. I'm going to have to sat-nav this on foot because I've got no chance. I'm in the middle of nowhere. Okay, hang on. There might even be 2 CEXs. Well, I found my way outside. I was like 7 floors up in a multi-storey car park, so Google Maps wasn't exactly telling me a specific direction to go. And now, I'm pretty sure I'm going the wrong way according to my Apple Maps. But if I actually look at the map, CEX is technically this way, so I don't really know if I'm going the right way or not. We'll figure that out. Huh. There's B&M, where I was supposed to be bloody parking. Great. Found it. I did have to go the wrong way according to the sat-nav. The sat-nav would have had me do a really weird way. Instead of 12-minute walk, it was more like 3. Welcome to Derby CEX, the CEX that I have never in my life been to. It's a very interesting CEX. It's structured kind of strangely. The games are back-to-back with each other within the same console system. So behind this shelf of PS5 is another shelf of PS5. And behind the shelf of PS4 is another shelf of PS4. But then on the left, where there looks to be lots and lots of space, it's the Blu-rays. I don't know. I guess it's just the way they're laid out. There's some cool steelbooks though. So there's this one for Sniper Ghost Warrior 3. I did scan the place before I began recording this, simply because it's actually so busy in here. There's that Oddworld one. I've seen that a few times now. It's so busy in here that I was really struggling to not record people, because I always do my very best in these to not record people, or at least not inside shops. Mortal Kombat X. I've got a Mortal Kombat 1 steelbook, so this would have been good to get, but it was dented. Somebody's mum sat on it. But yeah, I always do my best to not record strangers in shops and things like that. Or just in general, really. But like, when you're recording outside, say I'm walking, if I point the camera at me, it's almost impossible to not if somebody's behind me. But whatever. Anyway, back to the PS5 stuff. I only came here with the game that I was intending on buying in mind. I had a look at the stock. There wasn't anything else on the stock checker that I was actually like aiming for or anything like that. But it's definitely laid out very weirdly, because then there's this like mismatched section of just toss. It's like there's one of them in Newcastle as well, where in Newcastle they've just got a ton of stuff on a wall ready to go out. I think it's probably stock that the staff haven't got around to like putting in where it's supposed to be. But it was a bit of a mess on the shelves here. I did see a Jack Platinum here. 2 of them, in fact. So good thing I didn't come here to get that from here, because that would have been rather annoying. I still need Jack 3 as a non-platinum. I'm presuming there is a platinum version of it. I feel like a lot of the mascot games like that all have them. Another Vice City Stories. It took me a while to get mine. I think Neve bought it me for a birthday present a long time ago. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Melee. There's 2 of those in this CEX. It was one of my favourite games as a kid. It was just a beat-em-up Turtles game based on the 2003 era Turtles, which that was my era. I was 5 years old when that began. I used to love that so much. I've got some really fond memories of that. And then there's that Return to Castle Wolfenstein PS2 game dead in front of me that I'm not pointing at very well, but is there. That has been in Stafford CEX for bloody ages as well. It's interesting how some games just disappear, some games reappear, and then they reappear everywhere else. It's like I'm being followed. But yeah, let's go and get me expensive game that I came for. Okay, I've got what I've come for. There is apparently another CEX. They confirmed that it wasn't a mistake, so I'm going to go hunt that one down too, because I might as well do both while I'm here. Shout out to the fella in this CEX. He was a nice guy. Let's go. Mobile Games Exchange. I feel like I've seen Retro Getter go in there before. While in Rome, let's go have a look. They're all on the same road. I might as well, you never know. Alright, so I figured let's go in and have a look around. First of all, shout out to the staff. I had a good chat with them. At least one of them was already a follower, so that was pretty cool. I found some cool stuff in here, to be fair. I was looking again for Jack 3 in particular, because that was something I was after. But I did spot this, Fallout Brotherhood of Steel. This was something that I wished I'd have gotten a long time ago, because it used to not be as expensive. I mean, to be fair, that kind of stands for everything PS2, but like I saw it, I made a video about it being in a Stoke CX, but I didn't buy it, and I probably should have done, because I don't think it was 28 quid back then. The good thing is that this place seems to match the prices that CX have got going for them too. So, don't have to like bring my phone up and check to see if it's cheaper at CX versus in here. But it's nice to see this, you know. Stafford doesn't have anything like this. We've got like a few tabletop game shops like Shogun Games, or Two Fat Goblins, but like nothing. I don't actually. Shogun Games might be gone. I've not heard that name in a long time. I'm not sure, but Two Fat Goblins is definitely still around. That means nothing to anyone that isn't from around here. I know, but I know that a lot of people are kind of local. Like I have a lot of people going, "Oh, that's Stafford," in my comment sections across, especially TikTok. But I did buy something while I was here, because if I'd have left without buying something from a place like this, I'd have felt a bit bad, because, you know, let's support independent shops where we can. I just typically always use CX because it's more convenient and I can check the stock online. Like, this was a 70-mile round trip for me to come to Derby, and I got stuck in traffic on the way home as well. Like, I'm recording this in post, obviously, once I'm home, so, but good lord, it was a bit of a trek. Used several notches of fuel as well. But, very cool shop. I do wish we had more. And I did see this. The boxed Pokemons was brilliant, because I am tempted to get some boxed Pokemons, because I haven't like none besides a few 3DS ones. And Emerald is the one I want the most, because it's my childhood. Right then, so I did get something from that CX, not that CX, that retro shop. A pretty rare one as well. I did mean to get it some months ago, but I just didn't for some reason. But now I'm about to go into the second CX, tiny one. Huh, that is it, so maybe I won't. I just went to Poundland to get myself a drink, and I really didn't think it was actually going to be a pound, because I feel like Poundland hasn't actually meant a pound for a very long time, but it was. So, yeah, now I've got to go and try and find the car and make my way back home. I think I remember the way to the car. It's whether or not it's still there is the question. It should be. This journey has been a very successful one. I managed to find my way back to the car, managed to get the game that I came for, and it was in great condition. We'll show you when we get home. Managed to pick up another pretty rare game from the Retro Game Exchange. I think that's what it was called. I'll look back on the footage. And yeah, I'm going to eat the protein cookie that I brought with me, so I didn't snack unnecessarily whilst here like I often would. Like, pretty often we do these trips and we're like, right, McDonald's, donuts, stuff. Stayed on track. Code Cayle at my protein. And then, let's go home.
Hello, Rooster. Did you miss me? Did you miss me? Oh, hello. Oh, hello. I wasn't gone that long. It was only like 3 hours. And then we go for walkies later.
Daddy go for walkies?
Because your mother is abandoning us.
For what?
Abandoning us. That cost £1, I'll have you know. From Poundland, so I'm not convinced it's real.
It tastes fine.
Okay, so let me show you guys what I got with my new PS2 Holy Grail. But first, a different game. So, first we've got Fallout Brotherhood of Steel. I got this from that retro game store in Derby that I walked through. Off the top of my head, I'm not entirely sure what the name was. It'll come to me. But I know that they match the prices of stuff in CEX, so it's £28, and I've definitely seen this before in Stoke, and I did nearly buy it, and I remember I made a video about it, and TikTok was baffled because they assume that 1 and 2 exists because 3 is incredibly popular, but they only really know about 3, 4, and New Vegas, and maybe 76. But the actual game that I travelled all of those hours to find today was Silent Hill Shattered Memories on the PlayStation 2. This is one of the most expensive PS2 games that there is, and yeah, now we've got it. I think the only other one that's anywhere near this price in terms of expensive PS2 horror games now that I don't have is Michigan Report from Hell. And I'm not even that eager to get that, because I don't just buy stuff for the sake of it, even though I know that it seems like I do. Silent Hill, for example, I own all of the Silent Hills on all of the different systems and stuff, so this was something that I needed to get at some point. But literally in the entire time that I've been collecting, I've only ever seen the one of them in stock, like, ever. So today I managed to get that. And Michigan Report from Hell, I think there is one of them that is in stock. It's £400 for without a manual. So God knows what the with manual price is. But I think in terms of things that are actually in stock and with a manual, this might be currently 3rd or 4th place for most expensive things on the PS2. Kuon is still 1st place. There is Gun Club, but you can't buy that. It's never, ever, ever been in stock. It's like Gun Club, Kuon, Michigan Report from Hell, Rule of Rose, and Silent Hill Shattered Memories, I think, are like the top 5. And I now have 3 out of 5 of those, which is pretty cool. So at some point I might be able to do a video being like, here are the top 5 most expensive games on the PlayStation 2, and I've got them all. That'd be a pretty cool video at some point in the future. So we'll see. It's also pretty pristine from the side, which I thought was quite cool. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed my my travels from today, and do be sure to subscribe to see more, and we'll keep going. So Silent Hill Shattered Memories is an interesting one because it is a Wii game. The reason it's so expensive is it is supposed to be a Wii game, like Manhunt 2, like Silent Hill Origins is a PSP game. A lot of these more expensive PS2 games are because they're different versions from other systems. Like Silent Hill Shattered Memories, for example, on the Wii is about 60 quid right now. I already own the Wii version. I got it for about 40 quid, I think, like 2 years ago before the prices of some of these went nuts. And that is quite the difference between the PS2 and the Wii version. But at least I'll be able to make videos about that difference now, which is pretty cool. Just like how I've got the PS2 version of Origins, which is £165 versus like, I think £30-40 for the PSP version. That shot up in price massively. I remember a year ago, the PlayStation 2 version being like £75 and the PSP version being £15. And instead of getting both of those, I ordered just Silent Hill 1 for the PlayStation 1, and that was £105. I remember I had this whole conversation in my head back when this happened. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you later. I hope everybody enjoyed today's adventure. I'm sure it won't be the last. My videos at this point are uploading a little bit out of order because of having to do certain things for certain videos to make them work. But I just got myself a £150 voucher again at CEX. So I don't know what I'm going to use that on, but it could be something very interesting and very cool. There's part of me that's like, save it for something massive, like the next big game, or use it for like all the lots of little things. Because if I used it on lots of little things, it would last ages. I don't know. I'm really undecided, but I'll have a think about it. There are some mid-tier PS2 games that I kind of want to get because they keep popping up at Stafford CEX. Def Jam Fight for New York, Nightmare, not on Elm Street, that's not a children's game, Nightmare Before Christmas. I think they're both like 38 quid. They're sort of that mid-tier where it's not yet expensive enough to be considered a PlayStation rarity, but it probably will in the future, you know. I don't know at what point they put it in the rarities section. I think it's once it crosses about 40 quid, it starts to make its way in there. And it's been interesting looking at other games that have made it into that sort of rarity section of CEX's website. For example, right now I'm looking at the Project Zero games. When I got those, they were way cheaper, and only Project Zero 3 was considered a rarity, and I think it cost like £100. Now Project Zero 3 is like £150, Project Zero 2 is like maybe 100, and I think Project Zero 1 is like 60, 70, 80, something along those lines. And all three of them are considered rarities. And also Obscure 1 and 2. They were, I think, 60 and 70 quid each when I got them. I definitely got all of these on camera, I'm pretty sure. It's been about a year. I think it actually has been about a year this month since I started doing this. So here's to many more, hopefully. I can foresee in my future, in like when we move house one day, having some sort of outhouse specifically for collecting. Because that, or just lots of rooms in the house. We're never having kids, so maybe just have rooms dedicated specifically to it. Who knows? All we need is our little sausage dog who needs real children, eh? But anyway, hope you enjoyed. Subscribe. See you in 3 days. I'm trying to upload every 3 days without failing, because that's a reasonable schedule I can keep to. I used to do once a day, and I can't keep to that. But 3 days I think is fair.